What's up, guys? It's going to be dropping an early pick for UFC on ESPN+20. It's coming up a week from Saturday. Just a reminder, this week's card is on Friday. 6 p.m. is the prelims, I believe. Yeah, 6 o'clock prelims on Friday. I'm not sure why they're going on a Friday. I can't remember the last time UFC was on a Friday night, but I don't mind it for a change. But yeah, this is the early pick here, guys. Loma Lookboonmee. I probably butchered the shit out of that. And then we got Alexandra Albu. I watched tape on both of these two. I just recently seen Alexandra take that loss to, I think it was Emily Whitmire by submission recently. But Loma Lookboonmee trains at a Tiger Muay Thai. And, you know, if anybody who knows anything about MMA gyms knows Muay Thai, Tiger Muay Thai is, you know, a pretty big gym when it comes to striking, right? If you look at their roster, they got a lot of good strikers on it. If you give me a sec here, I'll pull it up. So Tiger Muay Thai. Yeah, pretty serious gym here, guys. Known for some heavy kicking. If you know anything about Muay Thai, it's, you know, pretty heavy kicking based discipline. Honestly, the legs on the Muay Thai fighters you see in Thailand, like the shots they're able to absorb and give to the shins, is crazy. If you watch some of the Muay Thai fights out of Thailand, man. But anyway, she really looks like a Muay Thai specialist too when you see her fight. And I do think she will take out Albu, just to give you guys the pick there. But so here you go. You got Mirbek Tysonov in there. You know, just a bunch of tough Russian fighters. Like, look at these records, man. This is crazy. 26-2, 26-7, 20-0, 20-1, 20-2, 19-1. I mean, a lot of these guys you won't know because they're on the Russian circuit. But there you got Valentina Shevchenko. She's probably the nastiest female out there right now, pound for pound, or one of them. I guess I'd have to say Amanda Nunes is probably the pound for pound when it comes to women, but Valentina's up there. So yeah, that'll give you an idea of Tiger Muay Thai. And yeah, she looks like she has some crisp striking. The loss that she did take was by armbar. I saw it. If you you can see it there on YouTube. She actually, it's a weird armbar submission. It was just kind of fluky if you watch it. Really nice by her opponent, but it was a little bit fluky, and I do think she probably learned a lesson from that. Albu, she's decent. I mean, she's pretty average. Has a nice 1-2. She was held up against the cage, and I forget what the other fight I watched was, but she was held up in the cage for a good bit. You know, just clinch work against the cage, and you know, you look at her and she thinks she's, you know, she's pretty powerful, but you know, like I said, pretty average. I expect Loma to get the win here, and she is a dog. She was a dog when I took the bet, and the lines are out now, guys. So yeah, early pick here. I'll try to do this as much as I can. It's another thing I don't see channels doing is, you know, the lines usually come out now a couple weeks in advance, and I don't see anybody giving the early picks. And, you know, I'm sure that's a lot of, you know, the predictors are conscious of the lines and don't want to move them because, you know, obviously a channel like mine, that maybe get 50 views a video if I'm lucky, doesn't have really the ability to move the line unless it catches the eye of, you know, a big spender or whatever. Now, it doesn't take a lot to move the lines when they first come out, but I expect it to stay where it's at least for, you know, a few days. So if you guys see this, you know, this week, hopefully you're able to get her at dog odds. I do think she'll hit. Now, if you want to have a bit of a better look at this card, there's a couple fighters that stand out, but, you know, I mean, I like Evelev. But, you know, fighting Barzola, they're very similar, really similar style if you watch them both fight. But Evelev is definitely more of a wrestling heavy grinder. Likes to just, once he gets a hold of you and he gets the that wrestling flow going, he's going to be on you like glue, and great cardio, hard to get off you. So, but, you know, Barzola's got good cardio too, in his last fight anyway. And yeah, I was kind of leaning more towards his opponent in the last fight, Moffitt, who he fought, and I was kind of leaning toward Moffitt to get that, but, you know, it was a close fight. but I'm gonna lean towards Evelev here. The odds aren't great on him, so it may be a parlay. But I thought if I could have got him at like 1.8 or 9, I would have pulled the trigger. But he's at like a 1.57 or something like that. So I'm not really. I do like him to win, but I'm not really ready to bet on him. Big play here, Cyril Gain. I mean, odds are not that good on him. Highest I saw was 1.4, so he's a parlay more than anything. But he's definitely my biggest favorite, one of my biggest favorites on the card anyway. I like him and Michael Johnson in a parlay. Either Cyril Gain and Michael Johnson, or you know what? I'm hesitant to give out, a play with Cyril right now because I think he's such a solid parlay builder that I wouldn't want to mess up the parlay, and I'm not 100% confident. I was kind of thinking towards Michael Johnson and Cyril Gain. I do think that's a good parlay, but I recommend you guys do your own research, on Michael Johnson and the Stevie Ray fight. I think, Stevie Ray has taken a lot of losses, but I do think Johnson's on the decline as well. I do think he'll get it done, but I'm not sure yet if I want to pull the trigger on a big parlay with him and Cyril Gain. And I'm talking like a few units, right? If it was just like a small bet, I wouldn't be afraid to do Michael Johnson and Cyril. And just another one, guys. Damian Maya and Ben Askren. I've seen a lot of people really heavy on Askren. I always thought he was overhyped because he has no stand-up. You can get through, the lower circuits. I mean, actually, to be honest, he did do really well in Bellator and fought some decent competition. And same in, what was the other one there? Oh, I forget what the other promotion. He was in another promotion there for a while. Maybe one before they did the trade there for Mighty Mouse. So yeah, it was one he was in. And he was, he did fight some decent competition, but I knew he was going to get waxed in the UFC. And sure enough, it was brutal. I had a bet on Jorge Masvidal in that fight, and didn't have to sweat at all in that one. Clearly, quickest knockout ever. And I do kind of like Maya in this fight. I don't really like the odds. It's him just being, just dog money, like 2.0 or something like that on Maya. I'd like him to be a bit more of a dog, and I think he will be. I think somebody's going to pull the trigger big on Askren, and I expect his odds to improve, so I wouldn't hit it yet. I'd wait. But I do like Maya. I don't know why. I think he's going to get taken down and eventually pull out a sub, because, that's one of the last guys you want to take down, right? And he's definitely better on the feet. He lasted with Silva. And now Silva lit him up bad in that fight, but I mean, he's done some work in the stand-up department, and definitely when it comes to Askren, he's light years ahead. Askren has absolutely zero stand-up. I think I could get in there with Askren and just smack him around, to be honest. But yeah, so that's about it, guys. A couple more plays that I was planning to give out, but I figured get into the card and let you guys know now so you can pull the trigger early. It's more so for the guys that aren't betting, huge amounts. But if you're building up your bankroll, hopefully you'll get to those huge amounts. And the ways to do it are jumping on, the lines. Sometimes when they first come out, right? But sometimes it's better to wait. So when a fight like Maya, I think it's going to improve, so I'm going to wait on that one. But the others, I guess you can pretty much pull the trigger. I don't think there's going to be too much movement on Gain. I mean, I think he'll go down, even though he's already in crap odds. I think they're going to decline. Michael Johnson might improve slightly. I doubt it, though. I think he'll decline as well. Evelev, he might improve, but these all are probably going to stay roughly the same for now. So, any of the plays I gave should be good for about a week. And that's the advantage to me giving them out early, right? And yeah, that's about it, guys. If you can hit the like, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it. Just trying to get a bit of a following going, just so that we can, makes it more worth it when we have a bit of a community here. But yeah, I'm going to give it a good run, a few months, and like I said, hopefully we get a bit of a following. And I will be dropping PFL tomorrow, guys. Look out for PFL. That'll be on, I think, tomorrow night. Or what are we at today? Yeah. It's on Thursday this week. I think it was on Friday last week, but It's on Thursday, so we got a couple nights before that. But yeah, I'll be dropping that tomorrow, so you have a day in advance. They should drop the odds afternoon on Thursday, day of the fights, and those will maybe move a little bit before the fights start, but usually PFL stays pretty close. So yeah, guys, I'll see you. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.